All right, so workouts for this week. The first one is that high intensity tabata. Now, tabata is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds of rest. So get in that mindset. If you need to take it slower during one of the 20 seconds because you need kind of a little extra break, take it just a little bit slower, but don't stop moving. Don't take a longer break. Just set your timer. There are some great timers that you can find for free on Play Store or on the App Store, and set it for 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. If you wanted to invest in some music, there is some Tabata music on iTunes out there that you can get to where you have good music. My Tabata app that I use plays over my music, so I don't have to worry about let me back out of it so I can show you what it looks like. So it honestly just says timer, and when I click on it, I have where I can do like a stopwatch. I can do an AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. I can do a Tabata, and I can do just the timer, the straight timer is like the stopwatch. So it counts me down. I can put in the how long I'm wanting to work for, how long I'm wanting to rest for, and which I had it set up for running the other day. So I'm going to take this back down, and how many rounds. So when you're setting this up, you're going to want, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. So it would look something like this: 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest for 8 rounds, or so that's 4 minutes total. Okay, so 8 Tabatas before a big break, and then 5 sets of those, and you have a minute of a break in between. So your rest, you're going to have like a 20-second rest, and then it's going to go into that minute, so you really get like a minute 20 in that rest. But that is a great app to have. If you use the music, you might have to pause it in between songs, because sometimes the Tabata starts at the very beginning of a song. Or if you're just using a timer, try to stay as on point with 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest as possible. All right, so there's that information for you. Our first move, so we're going to pair kind of a more high intensity move with a little bit of a strength move, and you don't need much. A water bottle, a jug of water, a lighter weight. Some of them you can use bands with. Those things are all fine, just as long as you have something for resistance, and you can use your own body. It's okay. Our first one is a jump squat with a curl. Now that's really hard to do with bands, but it is possible. Let me figure out where my bands are. Bands are my go-to gym equipment for whenever I'm out and about doing things. So what I'm going to try to do when I jump is landing back on the bands. Worst case scenario, you eliminate the curl and you just do the jump squat. That's perfectly fine. In that jump squat, you're going to sit the weight back into heels, push the booty back. You're going to come down as low as you can, and you're going to explode up. You don't have to leave the floor. You can just come up on the toes and back down. So from the side, up and down. What I don't want to see is we're not using the hips. The hips aren't working. Keep the hips out of it. The hips are just they are moving because your knees are moving. They're not moving because you want your back to move. So if you have a band, you would jump squat, come down, curl. Now, if you're super fancy, you can try to jump squat and curl, but you're probably going to lose that band at some point. If you have dumbbells, you're going to hold the weights. You're going to jump and curl. Jump and curl. And like I said, even just water bottles filled with sand or regular water, just with water, works great for that. So that's 20 seconds. You're gonna break for 10. And then your second move is a bear hold with a row. So you're gonna take your bands again. You're gonna come down to the ground. Bear holds get to be hard. If you need to make this a plank, or if you need to just come into tabletop, that's your that's your modification. So, keeping my hands close together. Yes, there's gonna be extra band hanging off the edge. I bring my knees up to where they are just a little bit above that mat. Pulling my core in, grabbing the band, I pull back. And then I pull back. Don't let your hips wiggle too much. Try to keep them as straight as possible. Pull back and pull back. And again, you can be tabletop. Make sure you suck those abs up and in, or you can be in a plank. The wider your feet, the easier it is that you're not going to rotate too much. Next move. So you do the jump squats and a curl for 4. You do the bear hold with a row for 4. You can alternate, or you can do 4 and then 4. That is your first 4 minutes of work, your first 8 rounds. Your second, so then you'll take a minute break, you'll get a drink, you'll slow down that heart rate a little bit. Second move, coming back to a plank position. We're just planking it up today. No weights, no bands, no nothing. You have a jack and a shoulder tap. Show you how that works. I'll show you the full version and then I'll show you your modifications. So you're in that plank, hands are underneath the shoulders, core is in tight, hips stay down. That's the hardest part. All right, you jack, tap, tap. Now, your modifications, you can tap each foot, then tap each shoulder. You can eliminate the shoulder tap completely and just do a plank jack. Woo. You can be on your knees if you need to. Tap out, shoulder tap, shoulder tap. Find your modification and what you need. This is a lot on the wrist between the bear holds and then going into these planks. So just be mindful and however you need to do it. If you make sure you're resting those wrists in between. Scissor jump. Again, a body weight move. No equipment needed. You're gonna squat a little bit. You're gonna jump up. You're gonna bring those legs crisscross. You're gonna come back down. So, level 1, you're just crisscrossing here. Level 2, you explode and you're Dorothy going back home on the Wizard of Oz trying to click those heels together or even bring those feet past each other. That's it. 4 rounds, or alternating to give your wrists a little bit of a break. Do the plank jacks, come up, do scissor jumps, back down to plank jacks. 8 rounds, 4 minutes. You can do anything for 20 seconds. Keep telling yourself that. Next move is ski hop with an overhead press. Again, a little harder to do with the bands. You can make it just a thruster, which is a squat with an overhead press. That's going to get your heart rate up as well. So, squat and press. Oh, too many bands. Squat and press. Notice I just brought my feet in to give me more room in my bands. You can take a weight, a water bottle, a water jug, whatever you have at home, preferably not a cat or a dog because they were going to squirm, and you're going to press as you ski jump. You can do it with no weight and just do that to keep that heart rate up. Your second move is ski abs. So back in that plank, no weight necessary, no equipment. In that plank position, you bring both feet up as close to your hand as possible. This grass is a little wet, so we're gonna see how this works. Core in tight, pull it up and in, take it back. Up and in, take it back. You can step it if you need to. If your wrists are really sore, that's really not in your wheelhouse, you can do an oblique crunch standing. But when you do that, those knees come out to the side. They're not coming in front of your body. All right. Over halfway there, 3 rounds down, 2 rounds left to go. We have a knee driver and a roundhouse. This is all standing. This is no equipment. This is gonna get your heart rate up. We do right leg for 20 seconds. We do left leg for 20 seconds. So, a knee driver, old-fashioned knee driver, you just bring that knee up. Then the roundhouse, you bring it up and kick out. So you bring it forward and out. Forward and out. You can just tap it out. If that kick is not in your wheelhouse, that's fine too. Again, all 4 minutes, you're just alternating legs. Right side 20 seconds, left side 20 seconds. That round is kind of easy. Last round, core induced on the floor. We are doing bicycle crunches and abdominal holds. Now, the abdominal holds are for the whole 20 seconds. You're gonna burn. It's gonna burn, burn, burn. So, bicycle crunch, what does that look like? A couple different ways. Body is out. Don't pull on the neck. I never want to see the chin on the chest. The chin always goes to the sky. And you're gonna take your shoulder, not your elbow, to the opposite knee. Now, you can be here a little bit slower and making sure you have good form. You can bring those feet up and be here a little faster, twisting. You can be here grabbing and pulling. Again, chin to the ceiling. Sorry about the motorcycle. That's your bicycle crunch. Find your modification. If you need to relax the head, whatever you need to do, but pull the abs in, push the spine into the mat, contract that core. Your abdominal hold or boat hold or hollow hold, whatever you want to call it, is you're up as far as you can be, chin to the ceiling, raise the legs and hold. And you're right here for 20 whole seconds. 20 seconds. You're there. You can be here in a V-sit if you need to be, but you are pulling the abs up and in. You're pushing the spine back. Shoulders are pulled back. You're not rounding the back. Keep the abs engaged for the whole 20 seconds. And you're done with Tabata. Woo! Tabata done. Check it off. You did it. Mark everything on that side of the sheet. How you're grateful. How intense was the workout at the bottom of all that? What weights or bands or etc. did you use? Did you modify anything? Were you able to advance anything? Make those notes and send that screenshot to me. Love you all.